Hello, real estate icons. I'm Sean Kokoska, founder of Icon Coaching, where we bring the proven best practices to you week after week after week. Now, I'm going to share with you one very simple strategy. It's a habit, actually. It's a habit of productivity. And when you implement this and put it into your daily routine, I promise you, you're going to increase your productivity and you're going to make more money. It's a very simple strategy. It's called the 4D approach. So the first D of the 4D approach is, can I ditch it? Does it even need to be done at all? And let me just digress. I want to share you a quick story about ditching something. See, when I was a buyer specialist years and years ago, before taking over the real estate team to go on to close over 250 transactions per year, I was selling over 100 buyer side transactions every single year. Now, let's do some math on home inspections. We know that the average home inspection takes 3 hours, right? Well, I went to my managing broker and I said, listen, I'm going on over 100 inspections. Do I need to do this? He says, well, yes, of course, everybody goes on their home inspections. So I reached out to our counsel. I said, do I need to go on my home inspections? Can I delegate that task perhaps? Or can the home inspector just go and do it for me? I mean, the bottom line is if the furnace was broken, the furnace was broken. I couldn't fix it, right? So counsel says, no, Sean, do not go on your home inspections. In fact, the moment you open your mouth, the moment you open yourself to additional liability, so please don't go on your home inspections. Now that's the answer I was hoping for, yet I was terrified. I thought when I tell the first buyer prospect that I won't be at the home inspection, they're gonna flip out, they're gonna wanna fire me. Now, my limiting beliefs were in the way. So I finally worked up the courage and I'm working with the buyer and I said, now, I need you to understand, I'm not gonna be at the home inspection. You know what they said? Well, they didn't fire me, they didn't get upset, they just said, okay, like it was no big deal. Well, from that point on, a little bit of education, of course, to my broker, a little education to the listing agents. I never went on another home inspection again. So let's do the math. 3 hours times over 100 buyer side transactions. Well, that's over 300 hours. If you're gonna work a 40-hour work week, well, let's do the math. It's about 7.5 weeks that I was investing in home inspections. A non-dollar productive activity was taking up so much of my time. So by asking myself though, can I ditch it, and then exploring it and having the guts and the courage just to say, I'm not gonna do that anymore, well, it gave me back 7.5 weeks of my life, which I reallocated to lead generation, lead follow-up, which enabled me to consistently close over 100 buyer sides per year and ultimately take over the team to over 250 sides per year. Now, the second D of the 4D approach is, can I delegate it? Who on the team can do that for me? Now, you might be a single agent, you don't have a team yet. Yes, you do. I want you to think about the people who benefit when you close a transaction. You got your title company, you got your mortgage company, you got your home inspector, and chances are these people would be willing to bend over backward for you to earn your business. So I went to my mortgage lender. See, I realized that an unbelievable amount of my time was spent following up with buyer and seller prospects that weren't ready to list with me today or buy with me today. So I went to my lender, I said, listen, I want to give you a chance at earning the business of every one of my buyer prospects, yet you need to do me a favor in order to do that. He said, well, what is it? I said, I need you to follow up with all my C-type buyer prospects until they buy or die. So I'd be happy to do that. I said, well, you're gonna have to use the scripts that I've built for you. They said, no problem. So the first script went something like this. Hi, this is John with XYZ Mortgage Company. Hey, Sean Kokoska asked me to give you a call, and before I begin, I just want to commend you on your selection of a real estate agent. You know, Sean is the best realtor I've ever come across, and I've been doing this a good number of years. How'd you get in touch with Sean? I mean, you were probably referred to him, am I right? So that was the first call. Now, you might say, Sean, that sounds egotistical. No, I didn't say it. My lender did. They're the third-party endorsement who positioned me to be the realtor of choice. Now, your third D of the 4D approach is, can I do it later? And when you've methodically and strategically built your schedule so that you've got time blocks for various activities. Like for example, you might be in your lead generation and you see that little friendly window that appears in the lower right corner of your computer screen that says, Sean, you've got a new email. Now gang, you like me, if I click on that little button, well, here's what happens. 15, 20, 30 minutes later, I'm still stuck in my email inbox. Well, let's face it, the moment you open your inbox, you begin managing somebody else's priorities, not your own. So when you see that window and you've got a time block in your perfect week schedule, well then you can say, I'll just do that task later. And the fourth D, and the final choice, which most realtors, let's face it, they choose the fourth before going through the other three, and that is do it now. And by the way, if you say yes to that distraction that's not dollar productive during your lead generation or lead follow-up time, if you erase that time from your calendar, I'd encourage you, replace that time in your calendar. Now gang, I trust that this habit of productivity is gonna make you more effective. It's gonna allow you to get in touch with more prospects, to contact more prospects. And let's face it, this is a contact sport. The more people you talk to, the more chances you have of increasing your productivity and lifting your income. Guys, until next time, I want you to be on purpose, be productive, and be powerful.